I'm back with another episode. I was gonna call it the rabbit hole, but I see a lot of people got that. But I'm gonna come up with a name soon. But for now, we just going down Instagram. With me, the Red Couch with Burn in general is about trending topics and relationships. And I just love the way that people have different opinions on relationships and men and women and stuff like that. But mainly about how men are treated. They treating us bad, y'all. They are treating us bad. So we gonna kick this off right. We gonna kick it off right. We gonna kick it off good.
Let me learn you something, bitch. Let me teach you something. Every man has to teach you how to be a wife to them. All men are different. Bitch, you could come doing something that you normally do for this nigga that this other nigga ain't going for. Fuck is you talking about? How can a man teach you how to be a wife? Cause she show. And then gotta show you how he want his clothes earned. And then gotta show you how he want his sheets fluffed, bitch. That's a man teaching you how to be a wife. Teaching you how to be his wife. Fuck is you talking about? You probably don't make macaroni and cheese like his mama do. That mean he got a team like, baby, I like my macaroni and cheese like That mean you have to learn. It's learned behavior when you deal with every man. Every man is not the same, bitch.
You know what's crazy? I gotta start backwards on that because a lot of women will, when you get into something or a disagreement with them, some of them will compare you to their ex and be like, oh, you just like my ex. He always asked me to do this way. Or they might even say, oh, my ex used to ask me to do the same thing that you asked me to do. Or they might even say, I did the same thing for the last dude that I did, so I don't even understand why you don't like it. It's always a comparison, right? Not always, but most part is a comparison when y'all get into a little confrontation or conversation. Instead of realizing that you could do the same thing by listening, like the same thing this young lady is saying, right? She's saying you gotta be different. Open up to being different, right? Those two things. You gotta be different and open up to being different, okay? If he asks you to make the macaroni and cheese one way, that doesn't mean you have to switch your whole style up. But I mean, if he like macaroni and cheese a certain way, then make it that way. Satisfy your man. Why I gotta be, I normally don't put 5 cheeses in my macaroni and cheese. I only put 1. What you think this is? No. Add some extra cheese in the damn macaroni for Tony. Okay? And he might love you more. I mean, food is the way to a man's heart. Right? You love when you cook. Hook it up. Do something different. You don't always have to be the same.
Women, when a good man withdraws into silence, it generally means 2 things. First, he may be exhausted from repeating himself, voicing his concerns countless times without actually being heard. Or second, he may be on the verge of giving up, not just in a literal sense, but also in the depth of his spirit. A good man who feels unappreciated begins to disengage emotionally. Psychologists call it emotional detachment. I simply say, he's tired. When his requests are only met when they align with your desires and logic, the relationship eventually fractures.
Yeah, and that's crazy because a lot of the times when you get with a woman, it's like, okay, we know that we have to court you, right? And we're going to be courting you forever, right? But eventually you have to reciprocate, right? You got to be the other way around. So a lot of the times with women, they want everything to be their way. And it feels like this is the woman's world when you're dating them. Oh, no, I want this. I want you to do this. I like emotional this. I want romance. I want this. I want that. 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 Okay, so when does a guy get anything out of this? Okay? Not saying that we don't. I'm just asking y'all, when does a man get anything out of a relationship? Right? Because if we don't, especially when you don't listen, especially when we're coming to you and telling you things, especially when you're a conversation bully and you're over talking and you're doing all those things, we shut down. We don't have nothing to say anymore. Emotional detachment, okay? Emotional detachment or sleep. That's it. We don't want nothing to do with you no more. And then on top of that, about us men, it's weird because we still stick around after that for the most part. We'll try to make it work. We'll ask you questions like, okay, what are we gonna do moving forward? And then sometimes the conversation bullying a woman comes out and then don't even want you to talk. Just keep on talking over you and say. And then the crazy thing is, like I always say, how can you hear me if you're talking over me? Or like you'll say something to a woman and you'll be like, can you hear me? Or are you listening? Especially don't ask them, are you listening? Because then they might respond, yeah, I hear you. And when you say, yeah, I hear you, that means that you're just basically saying that you don't want to hear me, right? You don't want to listen to me when you say that. I mean, at the end of the day, y'all have to understand when we are emotionally detached, right? Don't want to show you no emotions at all. And the sign of that normally is when we go quiet. That's a Jew. When your man start getting quiet, especially if he wasn't quiet, especially if he talk a lot, it's over. It's a wrap.
Do you know those people, you bring someone to your attention and they be like, okay, but you did such and such. Like anytime that you want to address something, they use that moment to address what's on their mind. Let's talk about what that really is. You know, some people, they really enjoy positioning themselves to always maintain and be a victim. They must be the one sacrificing. They must be the one that's vindicated. And that is manipulation. That is emotional manipulation. These are people who take pride in wanting to look a certain way. They have the image that I am a great partner and I'm just always being done wrong. No, because you don't listen. You're not open to criticism. You're not open to change. You're not open to self-reflection. You're not open to self-accountability. Matter of fact, you will manipulate and dance around and gaslight a situation so that way, instead of you addressing your issues, you can tear the person down who's already disappointed in you in the first place.
Yeah. What she said. Sit up there and just gaslight a whole situation. Emotional manipulation. I believe that's what she said. Which is a part of gaslighting, right? Because when someone points out something that you did wrong, and you know you did wrong, or at least the world and everyone else that thinks logically will know that you did wrong, you still got to point out something that person did. You still got to say, oh, well, you did this. Or you did this. And the crazy thing about it is, like, one of the other ways around is, like, let's say, for example, I called you out your name and I called you the B word. I said, you a, right? After you did something to me that was crazy. Then your argument is, you called me a B word. You called me a B word. And I got to come out and say, well, I called you that because of what you did to me. And you still stuck on the fact that I called you the B word. And you can't even understand the reason why I did it. The reason why I called you that is because you did something so foul to me that probably deserved more than me calling you the B word. But you gotta point out the fact that I'm so wrong for calling you that and can't even acknowledge what you did. Right? This no accountability thing is crazy, man. This no accountability thing is crazy. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And I've been single for a long time. And partially because I'm a Leo. And with Leos, we think logically. And if you can't think logically, you can't be around us. Because it's just not going to compute. It's just not going to make any sense. Why are you doing what you're doing? Okay? I think, if I had to do a poll, are most Leos single? I wonder. Like, a Leo has to be with a Leo or something. Because ain't no damn way that y'all out there being unaccountable like that.
If someone sticks around and gives you time to change, now that's more than love.
If somebody sticks around and gives you time to change, that's more than love. Yeah, I like that part. Gives you time to change, because you don't have to stick around for a long time, but at least stick around and give a person time to change. Don't just leave right away, because when you leave, it shows that you ain't even going to be there through hard times. Hard times hit, you gone. So you want to make a woman feel secure. You want to make your man feel secure by sticking around and give him time to change. And some people will be like, oh, I ain't got to change for nobody. I ain't got to change for nobody. I don't got to change just for nobody. A lot of women are like that. I don't have to change who I am. Especially if they've been single and independent for a long time. A lot of the times they don't even want to change because they've been doing everything on their own and they feel like that's the right way to go. But you can't do that. If you're trying to get a man to lead, you can't do everything on your own. A man feels good when you ask him to do something. It's like giving your child responsibility. Go ahead and ask a man to do something manly. Baby, can you screw this? Can you put up this dresser for me? Can you fix my bed? Can you do this or whatever? Can you do this without? Trust me on that. If he knows how to do it, he's going to feel like he accomplished the world when he did it. Right? But you have to be willing to stick around to see those things. You can't leave like that. Don't leave me, girl.
Unpopular opinion. Expecting that man to lead when you don't listen is crazy work. And most women, not all, are actually not good listeners, but they require their partner to have good communication skills. But in order for a good communication to happen between two people, empathetic listening must take place. Empathetic listening is whenever you focus on the perspective and validation of the other person who's speaking to you. Most women are defensive listeners, which means that they're focusing on the trigger words that's going to come from it, right? The perception of the comment that you're saying, they go into defense mode about. So immediately, instead of focusing on a solution, we're going to focus on what you said to me and how you said it and why you said it to me, knowing who I am to you. So in order to have a good communication style between you and your person, you have to learn to listen. And if you're not the best listener, that's okay. You can learn to listen. It's actually a skill that can be acquired over time. And it's not a bad skill to have. Some of us actually have to learn to listen.
I call it active listening. That's my word. Active listening. Like when I'm talking, you're listening. You're not trying to talk over me. It's like double dutch, right? A lot of women play double dutch when they're in the conversation. You know how they're outside the line waiting to jump in and the two ropes are going and they're like this, trying to jump in. I can't stand that. Wait a minute. Don't jump in the rope yet. Let me finish saying what I'm saying. And I know sometimes when we say that like that is aggravating and annoying, but just please, let me get my point across. Active listening, right? Don't be hearing the words that I'm saying and ready to address those things in real time. Because you know when I finish, you might not even remember what I said. If you have a problem, and I like what this lady said. She said that it's a skill that can be learned. You know how I learned and how I propose that some of the women learn out there? Write down what's being said or jot down notes while you're on the conversation. You could even ask, hey, you know, I have a problem with jumping in or interrupting while you're talking. So can I please write down the things that you're saying so that way I can address them later? But at the same time, don't be so focused on writing the trigger words down so that you can address those triggers. And also don't be so focused in writing that you're not listening. Right? It's like when you're in class, when your professor is writing something on a board or however, you know, putting something up so that you can see it. You don't really take word for word, because if you wrote down word for word, you wouldn't even be able to hear what he said. You take little notes going in, all right? So then when you finish taking your little notes, you could address the things that are being said. Now, some people are really good with taking mental notes, right? If you can do it, if you could take a mental note while your man is talking, then do that, ladies. Don't play double dutch with your man. Don't do that. Don't play double dutch while he's talking. You starving to jump in the rope so much that you can't even.
Watch your mouth when you're talking to a man, because a lot of women do that, and then when they get snatched up, they're crying. And I'm not saying that it's okay to hit a woman or anything, but stop acting like a man, right?
Well, a lot of women, not all women, but a lot of women want the authority of a man, want the responsibility of a child, and want the perks of being a woman.
Ooh-wee. Hold on. Authority of a man, responsibility of a child. Because some of y'all are big babies. Some of y'all, when y'all don't get y'all way, oh my God. When y'all don't get y'all way, y'all turn into something different, like a big baby. But you want the man to be a man though, right? But then you gotta watch how you talk to us. Okay? Especially when you dig deep and say things and bring up things from our past, or things that we confide, the things that we talk to you about in private. Hey baby, you know what? I'm having a problem, or I had a problem with the mother of my child. She did this to me or whatever. Now all of a sudden we in an argument and you gotta bring up, oh, that's why your baby mother did this, that, the third, or whatever. Or you gotta come out and say something that's real crazy. Like, I always said this. I said, yo, you can't even cry to a woman. You can't cry. You can't let them tears out, because one day she gonna bring that time up when you cried. Throw it right back in your face. But then add some seasoning to it, though. And sit there and say something wild, crazy, and expect you not to pop off. And no, don't get me wrong. I don't hit women. That's not my thing. But if you're dealing with a dude and he's like that, and he knocked your whole front row out because you said something crazy, I'm not going to say you deserve it. I'm just saying, watch what you say. Don't be coming out talking like that if you ain't ready to get your grill knocked out. I'm just saying.
You want me to provide safety for you, but you cannot reciprocate it for me. I deserve to feel safe too. A number of black men internally, their internal world is not safe. And yet you want me to provide you with safety that I don't even know for myself. When I say to you that you've harmed me, you give me this rigmarole, that's not safe. When I tell you I'm tired, you get so wrapped up in your responses that you won't even give me the space to be fucking tired. That's not safe.
How you expect me to make you safe when I don't even feel safe myself? But more than that, the way he's talking, I could guarantee you it's a lot of women out there that are like, oh, he's sassy. Oh, a man doesn't have to feel safe. No, we do. We just don't talk like this. We just don't come out and say it. He's saying it. He's actually coming out and addressing this whole thing right now. Like, I want to be able to have a conversation with you, but I can't because you keep cutting me off. I want to be able to go out with you, but every time I suggest something, you don't like it. Like, I don't even feel safe asking you. Right? Some of y'all got wandering eyes. You looking at every dude that passed. Some of y'all in the gym lusting and doing a whole bunch of stuff you're not supposed to be doing. I don't feel safe doing anything for you if you're doing things like that. We gotta feel safe in order to do something for you too, boo.
There's not a man on the planet who's been nitpicked and nagged on and critiqued and criticized and attacked into respectability. This is the pushback that I have gotten for 25 years from women and wives. I'll respect my husband when he's respectable. Here's the truth, ladies. If you withhold your respect until he's acted in such a way as you deem to be respectable, you will damn him to failure.
Yeah. You cannot expect me to respect you when you want me to respect you. Most of the time, a real man starts off with that respect. But if you do something disrespectful to us and we shut down, We have all rights to get to the point where we can start showing you the same type of respect that we used to. So you can't make us do what you want us to do. And you know, it might seem like, oh well, why y'all want us to do what y'all want us to do? You know why? Because that's what men do. If we're supposed to lead, then you're supposed to follow. And don't get me wrong, two parties can lead, but there's levels to leading. There's things that a woman can lead in, okay? Especially if they're well off more than their man. Let's say, for example, a woman makes more money than her man. There's a possibility you might want to listen, bruh, and get some of them tips from her. You might want to follow in her direction. Say she's corporate and he's hood. You might want to follow some of her examples so that way you could get your bread up too, right? So it works both ways. But at the same time, respect goes both ways too. And I'm not just going to be out here showing you a whole bunch of respect when you don't respect me.
Okay, is it actually true that a guy treats you the way he wants to be treated first, and then he starts treating you the way you've been treating him?
Yes. The answer is yes. I believe so. Because the way a woman wants to be treated is basically, you know, how we're courting them. We're courting them in the beginning because they're basically telling us what they like. So we're treating them how they want to be treated. And especially if they don't tell us what they like, we're actually treating them how we think they want to be treated. Based on whatever we saw or heard or whatever it is or what we have in our mind or how we grew up. We're treating them how we think they want to be treated. But then that switches. That changes. Right? If you start treating us a certain way, then we'll start treating you the same that you're treating us. So if you have like a listening issue or whatever, we shut down emotionally eventually. We don't even want to talk no more. Right? So if you're treating us a certain way, you're not buying us stuff. Because here's the thing. Y'all might say it's sassy. And yes, a man spends most of his money buying a lot of woman things. But you got to come out your pockets every now and then. It ain't going to only be me around here spending. You got to do something. And if you're not doing anything, it's 2025. You ain't getting a goddamn red cent out of my pocket. Nothing. Okay? You ain't getting nothing.
The woman that's going to end up being single forever is the one that hates being accountable for the things that they've caused in a relationship. The moment they're confronted by their man about something they've done that he didn't appreciate or like, rather than accepting accountability and saying, hey, I'm sorry, we'll work on this together, we'll grow together, instead she'll either one, blame him for being the reason why she did what she did, or two, what she'll do is she'll acknowledge his complaint. Rather than accepting accountability, she wants to then bring up something her partner did, whether it be current or in the past, that upset her, to try and shift the dynamic and blame and now make him feel like he has to be accountable for something that is completely unrelated to the circumstance in front of him.
Accountability is a big thing. And very rarely do you find a woman that is accountable or that holds themselves accountable for the things that they did. You don't really find that too much. And I love when a woman can acknowledge that, one, that there is no accountability in a lot of women, but I love when a woman can acknowledge that she had no accountability and then can get some. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and then the deflection, right? When you're talking to them about something that they have done, not all women now, but when you're talking to a woman about something that she's done, and then she deflects it or she puts it back on you or talks about something that her ex did or something that you remind them of that their ex did, is foul. Instead of trying to fix the problem, you want to stick in the past. And guess what? A man that you have is not even going to last.
Sis,
Is he really a poor communicator, or are you a conversation bully? I've said this before, and I feel like it's worth saying again. So many times as women, we'll get these ideas in our head, and we just gonna run with it. We gonna take over the conversation, and then we'll give the illusion that we're gonna allow him to say something, and as soon as he says something we don't like, we jump back in and we take over the conversation again. So then when he shuts down, or when he stops talking to you, or when he starts talking to another woman because she makes him feel emotionally safe, she hears him, she allows him to say whatever it is he needs to say, then we want to get mad because he's not communicating with us, or we want to get mad because he's talking to another woman about us or about what's going on in our relationship. Like, you should be talking to me, sis. He tried to talk to you and you wouldn't let that man get a word in. So all I'm saying is, before you accuse him of being a poor communicator, take a look at how your conversations go, especially when you're mad, or especially when you're on a rampage. Do you even give that man the space to say whatever it is he needs to say without you making him feel like he can't?
She just called that a conversation bully. Okay? And that is someone who literally sits there and not let you get a word in. Literally. And then when you don't let a man start making sense now. You start making sense, she gonna cut you off. And then you sit there and let her talk. We can let you talk. Sit there and let you get all your words off. Don't let a man say, "Are you done? Are you finished?" Because that's going, oh my God. Don't tell a woman, "Are you finished? Are you done?" But you even got to say it with an attitude. All you got to do is just say, "Are you done? I just want to know if you're done so I could talk." Forget it. It's over. Now she's extra not done. And it's crazy because she might even say, "All right, I'm done. You could talk." Don't let you start making sense. Because as soon as you start making sense and their back is up against the wall, I'm not going to say all, but for the most part, a lot of the times when women's back is up against the wall, they feel some type of way. So now you can't even get a word out. Now they got to say exactly what they want to say. And then when you're trying to get your word out, you're actually trying to say what you really want to say, they cut you off. Cutting you off 20 times. It don't even matter. You can't get a word in. Conversation bully. And then the second part of this is like this. She's saying, look, if you're a conversation bully and that man notices that or whatever, he's just like, I can't get a word in. And a lot of the times another woman will step in. Another woman will step in. And then you wonder why he is talking to another woman about his problems. And it could be his friend that might eventually give him some buns. I'm just saying, you wasn't listening. You were just talking. Shut your mouth. Let him talk. Okay? Let him talk. Let your man talk. Let him get some words out. You don't always gotta talk. You always gotta say nothing. Just shush. Just be quiet.
So look at Bae. This is my boo. Say hi. Is you shady today? Is he shady today? I can't have this on camera. Give me a cat. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you something from the store. Right. You want me to hold your chip bag? I don't know. Alright. Alright, guys. That's my twin, okay? Hello.
That's funny. She said you want me to hold your chip bag, but they wasn't even in the casino. That was somebody's projects, but it's wild crazy because there's somebody for everybody. But homie sure look like he ain't want to be on camera for real the way she did that. Look like he ain't want to be on camera, but hey, look, somebody for everybody. What's up with them lashes though? Like, why her lashes look like that? Like, is there a way to put the lashes on straight? Because I realized that a lot of the times the next morning or whatever, y'all be having one left. How y'all be having one lash left? Weird to me. Fix them damn lashes, girl.
friends can never say, oh, Money let this nigga just drag her down and she's so sad. And I might have a moment and I'm gonna wipe them tears. I'm gonna put my clothes on. I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna have a ball. I'm gonna be somewhere like this and don't even know what I'm dancing to.
Dance. I'm gonna tell you, get your mind's going. You gotta be best that. You out here talking to bitches and shit. I just can't believe it.
When I get home, I'm gonna go home and cuss that bitch out. Can't wait till the party over so I can call them, talk shit, and leave voicemail.
Text him when I get to my car.
I wake up the next morning, it's 15 phone calls. One 15-minute phone call, I don't know what it was about.
Calling your nigga like you drunk, especially when y'all going through it at the moment and not knowing what the fuck happened on the phone call. Lord.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's why I don't like drinking like that. Cause sometimes when you drink, the worst comes out of us, and sometimes it's good to wait until you sober up to make that phone call. Even though my little brother used to say, a sober mind speaks to sober self. A lot of the times when you drunk, you do really say a lot of things that you really mean. But at the same time, like, you better remember what you said. Don't be calling nobody drunk and don't remember what you said, because most of the time the other person that wasn't drinking is going to remember everything that you said. And hopefully it wasn't nothing foul. It better not be foul.